What happened to the world's largest pool? So big that it had sanded beaches. Well, let me show. On June 21st, 1949, in St. Louis, Fairground Park Pool was a jewel of the city. But the first wave of black swimmers was allowed in after integration, and as you might expect, a mob of white Americans refused to allow this. Starting with 200 people with bricks and knives, they attacked the protesters and started a riot. By the end of the night, thousands of white people had come to terrorize the black American citizens of St. Louis. I am from St. Louis, and I never heard of this, and I know a lot of you haven't either. But why is it important to dredge up an old race riot today? Well, because this wasn't even the only time a public pool was closed in this way. In Winona, Mississippi, in Montgomery, Alabama. Here's a quote. The council decided to drain the pool rather than share it with their black neighbors. Later, uncomprehending white children cried as the city contractors poured dirt into the pool, paved it over, and seeded it with grass. Don't get it twisted. The people who were attacked by a mob had it worse than those kids. But the reality is, when those parents came home to explain to them why they were closing the pool, they were taught about American white history in that moment, that rather like a cancer, we would rather slowly destroy the body that is keeping us alive. A functioning society rests on a web of mutuality, a willingness among all involved to share enough with one another to accomplish what no one person can do alone. The last 60 years of American politics have been slowly dismantling the public systems that have kept us alive. From roads and bridges to housing and education, this web of mutuality, like Kimberly Jones explains, is what the social contract is. As you watch the other videos, or you listen to her podcast, or you go to her webinar, you will see so many examples of how white Americans would rather harm themselves than share the world. But I don't want to get all doom and gloom on you, because the flip side is actually incredibly hopeful. If destroying the public pool hurts both white kids and black kids, what would happen if we started refilling them?